Explore the mystical side of life in a multi-dimensional way. Welcome to Integrative Mystic with Anne Vivian.
Welcome, angel lovers, angel fans, angel friends, angels themselves. Welcome to this show. This is Anne Vivian speaking. Welcome to Integrative Mystic. We are going to get friendly with an angel today, Archangel Raguel. I can't wait to tell you about my journey connecting with Raguel. And then, as usual, I'm going to pull some cards for the week ahead. I invite you into this space. Come, leave your coat and your hat at the door. Come on in, sit down, take a deep breath. Go ahead and leave your cares and worries at the door too. We are entering a nurturing, healing, uplifting, magical, angelic space today. Welcome. Sometimes when I step into this angelic space, I see feathers and wings. Such a beautiful metaphor for the consciousness of flight, higher consciousness, ascension. And imagine now, if you'd like, beautiful feathers and wings surrounding you, all different sizes and colors. Those angel wings, that angel consciousness, is here to guide us and protect us and nurture us. And we have angelic energy that runs through us, then we're all connected. We are all connected in this beautiful, magical, angelic energy. So welcome. As usual, I am going to share with you my psychic blindfold information that I obtained when communing with Archangel Raguel. I did not know which angel I was communing with in the envelope. And I'm going to share with you that information. Also, I'm going to share with you the research I found on Raguel. Raguel is Raguel, not to be confused with Raphael, by the way. A little bit lesser known archangel, but still a very powerful and helpful angel. Very interesting angel. And before I jump in, I just want to share a couple of thoughts I had on archangels in general. First, some people talk about archangels or angels incarnating as humans. And people sometimes in the angel community discuss, is that possible? Is that true? Do I believe that? I personally, when I tune in, get the sense yes and no. I get the sense that angels, if they do incarnate as humans, tend to do so very rapidly, such as incarnating as an appearance of a person in order to provide some sort of help or support in the moment, and then sort of evaporating, if you will. That's the sense I get for literal appearing as humans. And I do feel archetypally, it's fun to explore the rays, the 7 rays, or the multiple more rays of light, rays of consciousness, which are really looking at the archetypal patterns expressed in the chakras and the planets and the tree of life, and so many expressions of this archetypal energy. And I do believe that the archetypal energy that is running through an archangel, say for example, Archangel Raphael, who has the archetypal energy of, many would agree, the green ray of healing and the heart chakra, healing, harmony in the heart chakra. So he is expressing that ray as an angel, as an archangel. And if you are a human who is expressing a dominant green ray in your consciousness, then you were connected with that archangelic green ray consciousness of Archangel Raphael. And I do believe that there's some overlap and merging in consciousness that can occur, even though it might not be the same consciousness copied or exactly expressing one and the other. I think there can be overlap. And that's what the rays of consciousness tell us about. That's what they demonstrate. There's overlap or connected in these archetypal forces and energies. And there's less of a boundary there in some ways. So that's my thought on whether or not archangels and angels incarnate as humans. I also had some reflection about archangels and whether or not, because the archangels are really a Judeo-Christian, and maybe you could argue Muslim, they're more of a Western expression, Western version, Western concept. Whereas in the East, Eastern traditions, there's the Divic concept, the divas. And so there's this question that I was pondering: have we somewhat made up the archangels, or have we created part of, how we're perceiving them because of the lens that we're looking through in the modern Western world? Or I should say those humans associated with the religions and the times and processes for, quote, discovering the archangels. Did they partially create how we now know the archangels? Because we can't perceive something 100% objectively in the mind of source, because we have our human mind and our ego, and we're perceiving through our own egoic perception. And we create our reality with our perception and our thoughts. So the answer that I got when I tuned in was, these are higher consciousness entities and forces and intelligences. And there is a face created through a negotiation of both the expression and the perceiver of that force. So there are different faces of the same higher forces and entities. And yes, the Divic expressions are different faces of the same force that we may perceive as, quote, archangels. So that is the insight. Those are the insights and reflections I wanted to share in today's podcast, just reflecting on archangels and tuning in, because I've been thinking a lot about them as I've been going on this archangel series and journey over the past couple of months. And I'm very curious to hear if you have any thoughts on this, any reflections or questions. Please drop me a line. So let's dive in. Archangel Raguel. Here we go. Archangel Raguel. When I did my psychic blindfold and tuned into this angel, not knowing which angel was written down on the index card inside this envelope, I felt his energy is very friendly but intense. I felt a strong love energy, community, togetherness, calming, kind, loving, forgiving, but headstrong too. And I felt like he's forgiving, he's loving. There's a strong friendship, friendly love vibe, but also an intensity, and he can break things down too, as well as help build things up. Also a leadership vibe. Houses 2, 6, 7, 9 came up for me. So who is this angel? What is he about? His name means friend of God, and he's actually considered an angelic specialist in relationship harmony, justice, resolution of disputes, empowering the underdog, restoring order and maintaining order in social institutions and in a space. Many describe him actually as friendly but powerful. So many people had a really similar experience tuning into his personality, is what I just described. So he's definitely a relationship and conflict resolution specialist. And the astrological houses, I think I was picking up 7 because of the relationships, relationship, harmony, justice, and 9. He's associated with the astrological sign of Sagittarius and the planet Jupiter. And 9 is the house of the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius. And when I tuned into the color, what colors associated with this angel, I saw red, blue, and green. Many people report seeing pale blue when connecting with Archangel Raguel. And I actually associate him not only with the blue ray, but the green ray of love. I did see green when I tuned into him because he's such a relationship specialist and friendship specialist and harmony specialist. And those are all green ray attributes. When I tuned into any images associated with him, I saw, among other things, a father or a patriarch at the head of a dinner table, like hosting dinner, and also an image of a heart. And I feel this is connected with how Archangel Raguel is really, really helpful with bringing people together, like, a patriarch or a matriarch or a host of a party. There's also that, Sagittarius party connection. He's great with social gatherings, community, bringing community together and helping to create harmony within that community. So he's helpful not only with one-on-one relationships and helping you to resolve conflicts, resolve tensions, or at least improve something, offer a healing in the most helpful way possible in relationships one-on-one, but also in larger settings, in groups, and in very large settings, in large communities and very large groups of people. So he's associated also with Jupiter and parties. So I think that's also why I was seeing, the host of the dinner. The heart chakra, I was seeing the heart. There's a strong, heart chakra association there. He was written about in the ancient esoteric text, the second book of Enoch. I also associate him with Venus myself because of the relationship and justice and harmony attributes that he has. So when I tuned into what does this angel help with in the psychic blindfold and the envelope divination, I got marriage, community, gatherings, helping others be successful, making the grade, finance, evaluating problems, and moving up the corporate ladder, which is interesting. Raguel, that made me realize, well, Raguel can help you move up the corporate ladder. He can help you with business relationships too, and creating success in your job by helping you create more successful relationships in your career and resolving conflicts in the relationships in your business and your career. So another way of saying that is, if you wanted to phrase it in a more positive way, helping you create more effective, flowing, supportive, functional relationships in your business, in your life. He can just help you with improving relationships and understanding how to resolve problems. So sometimes resolving problems in relationships involves forgiveness. I did tune into that when I first tuned into him. It involves communication, standing up for yourself, clarifying something, negotiating, compromise, giving, setting boundaries, maybe thinking outside the box, offering creative solutions, being empathic, being understanding with yourself. There's so many things Archangel Raguel can help you with. I have called on him quite a bit in my life, and I find him incredibly helpful. He's helped me with many relationships, personal, professional, you name it. He's been really helpful. And when you call him that angelic energy, it's not just the analytical problem solving. He's this higher consciousness being that helps you tune into the higher consciousness. You tune into that source consciousness, that God goddess consciousness, and it's transcending, the ego. It's transcending your limited human perception. You're opening yourself to that expanded perception. And I think, that's the miracle that Raguel has to offer, is step outside of what you see the conflict being and open yourself to a higher perspective and higher consciousness to help shift the energy, not just your ego. So relationship harmony, work relationship harmony, community harmony, and resolving problems. So here's the message I got in the envelope divination psychic blindfold with Archangel Raguel. Raguel, excuse me. The time to act is now. The time to release your problems and ascend to a higher level of being is here. It does not take as much as you think to coordinate a coup, to uplift your soul and leave the rest behind you. Your spirit is strong, and you can experience your greatness when you release all that is untrue. Your truth is your power. I love how Archangel Raguel used the phrase coordinate a coup. So coup meaning an attempt or successful attempt to overtake a government or governmental power of some sort. But he's using this kind of funny metaphor. I thought it was funny. Coordinate a coup, to uplift your soul and leave the rest behind you. So a metaphor, kind of what I was just talking about, a metaphor for transmuting the lower to the higher in this calling upon of God consciousness, of higher consciousness. So you can overthrow sort of the lower illusion of conflict in that egoic power struggle and ascend to a higher level of understanding and truth, which automatically helps resolve problems when we just, without even doing anything, just ascending in our consciousness, just stepping up to that higher octave, where we're feeling the oneness and the connection and everything is already whole. And that raises the consciousness of you and everyone around you, does it not? It's also associated with truth, honesty, justice. So there he is. Your truth is your power. Release what is untrue. And there's your real power, is your truth is your power. So beautiful. Thank you, Archangel Raguel. So call on Archangel Raguel for help in relationship tensions or disputes, including romantic, family, professional relationships. Also call on him for community harmony, social justice. He's great at rooting for the underdog. So, court cases or feels like something is unfair. This is an angel that can really help you and help you to raise your consciousness, to help in these situations. Here are some ritual ideas for working with Raguel. Pick a picture. This could be a picture that you find in a magazine or print from online or just sort of bring up on your phone, or something you draw. Pick a picture that represents justice or harmony to you. Print it out or make the image, or even prop up your phone or device showing the image and place it on your altar or sacred space. Add a photo or just your intention to bring in the consciousness of the person or people with whom you have a conflict or disagreement to your altar or sacred space. Meditate on these images as you ask your higher self and Archangel Raguel to help create more harmony in your life and the world. Notice what inspirations and ideas you have following this meditation. Well, I think we could all agree the world would benefit from more harmony and cooperation. And I think Raguel is one of those entities that can help us move in that direction and remind us that it is important. It's imperative, actually, but it is not impossible and not out of reach, one step at a time. Let us now let us now transition, into the cards for the week. I'm going to pull some cards, archangels and ancestors cards. I feel for this week's podcast, and a tarot card for the week of November 20th, 2022, or whenever you're tuning into this podcast. The week of November 20th, 21st, the week of November 21st, 2022. These podcasts are now released on Monday, so I got to adjust my days here. I'm still, speaking of collective energy, I'm still sort of recovering from the eclipse season, from the Scorpio eclipse season we just had. Someone made a joke. They felt they had an eclipse hangover. Yes, I feel it too. but we're about to shift energies here, moving into the sun sign of Sagittarius, and the Thanksgiving holiday is coming up here in the States next week at the time of me recording this podcast. So I'm feeling that end of Scorpio kind of energy now, and just processing all that came up from those eclipses, still processing and sort of recalibrating. Are you recalibrating, my friend? So here are the cards I pulled for, this is so perfect for this week ahead. Autumn, release the old and rest, and it's an image of a crow. And Druid, hold the space. And then we've also got the High Priestess card. Yes, definitely. So autumn, we are in the time of autumn. Release the old and rest. The crow is very magical and can be a symbol of so many things, but one thing is transformation and magic. Release the old and rest. We're about to have the new moon come up midweek, but we're in the waning moon right now, so it's a good time to release. Scorpio is a great time to release. The last few days of Scorpio to me feel like a really good time to release, cleanse, let go, forgive, and hold the space. Druid, I feel like what this card is expressing to me for our collective energy this week is there's a lot of insight and intuitive information available that is being offered to us this week. It feels like crystal energy and star energy and mystical earth energy as well. I feel like it feels like a lot of us have a lot of like mystical sort of vague intuitions or vague kind of ideas that we're aware of that are around us. I think a lot has been brought up from the underworld, our unconscious. A lot has been revealed, and I feel like a lot of us are just sorting through it, have the opportunity to clarify more distinctly what these intuitive realizations are, and what the actual finite actions that we can take in harmony with this divine guidance is coming through. I think that'll be more clear this week. So this is a great time to just journal your ideas, or record yourself speaking, an audio journal, do some dream work, talk about just feelings and ideas and intuitions and insights you've had. It'll help you to clarify and be able to, the High Priestess is here. She's come out in tarot. That's a card that helps us to tune into our psychic senses and our intuition and our unconscious, and see past illusions. So you might feel a little bit like there's too much information, or there's a need for clarifying all of this kind of shifts in consciousness that are happening around us. So ground yourselves, hold the space, take time to slow down, meditate, dream, do some yoga, be still for some time this week in order to integrate and process and really ground this higher consciousness that's wanting to come through. New moon in Sagittarius. I'm just going to pull a card for that. And Thanksgiving, celebration, gratitude. It's a lucky time. The planet of luck is strong. Oh, we've got the devil and knight of pentacles. So, pace yourself, balance. It might be a time of, releasing some old baggage and some old fears, but then also abundance, prosperity, learning, that Sagittarian learning vibe. Yeah, so I'm getting the message for this Thanksgiving holiday. Just remember to ground yourself, my friend, and remember you have peace to offer, and you have, your sensitivity and your wisdom to offer, and not everybody will be able to receive that, and that's okay. And to just stay grounded, especially if you're around family that, or people or what have you this week that give you a sense of, well, not being grounded. There's chaos or a lot of alcohol or substances or excess in food or anything, to balance yourself, ground yourself, and to not internalize someone else's stuff, right? So offer your love, offer your integrity, and detach from other people's responses to you. Those are the messages coming through, my friend. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to Integrative Mystic with me, Amphibian. Check out my website and my YouTube channel if you'd like to find out more about me, creativepsychestudio.com. YouTube channel, which I also post these on, Creative Psyche Studio. And you can find out more about my upcoming manifesting and dream groups. And I'm doing an exciting dream sound healing that's coming up. Check out my pages for more info on that. I haven't posted it yet, but I will. And sessions with me. So thank you again so much, my angel friends and angels and angel fans, for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you connecting with you next group session or podcast. Blessings.